Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check-in. Let's dive straight into the reading. As always, we're going to start with an oracle card and then we'll see what's going on with the twins, what specific part of the journey should we paying attention right now, and we'll also see how the twins see in the connection at this time. Let's get a card for divine feminines first of all. Hope you guys are doing great. We're fast approaching full moon in Aquarius. All right, begin with faith in spring. I think I had this card just a few days ago as a card of the day. Beginnings, innocence, fertility, growth. So to me, this is almost an Empress card. I know it doesn't look like it, but you know, it's spring, new beginnings, it's creation, right? And you can, of course, spin it many different ways. I'll leave it up to you, but there's definitely potent energy right now for bringing something to fruition, for getting some kind of dream of yours. For some people, it's the dream you've had for a long time into reality. What do we have for divine masculines watching? The masks we wear, number 33. For feminines, by the way, it was number 19. Self-expression, protection, authentic self. Yes, this is looking at some kind of illusion or some kind of self-talk that kind of made masculines believe in certain things or made them show up in certain situations with other people in a specific way, where it wasn't necessarily authentic, it wasn't necessarily the way they felt. This includes anything. There's a collective reading, of course, anything from saying yes to invites and suggestions that they didn't really feel like doing and going for, and ending with things like behaving a certain way just because that's what society expects, or the friends expect, or the opposite sex expects, you know? Like, yeah, when I'm flirting, I'm trying to seduce you, I'm gonna be doing XYZ, right? It's not really the way they are, but somehow they've learned that that's what people do or that's what works. And I just want things to work and I want to get to that goal, you know? I want to get from point A to point B. And sometimes that means taking shortcuts or using something manipulative in its nature. But the truth is, it's not that the masculines necessarily want to use manipulation. They don't really see it that way. That's a lot of times why it's difficult to see the pattern and heal it in yourself, because we don't see it as breaking the rules. We've normalized it so much, or we never really dove deeper into it. How is it for another person? How is it for you? Does it help create something honest, valuable, lasting, or not? You know, people don't really ask those questions. I'm gonna use the Muse Tarot for the main read. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. Look at that, another card of creation, of making things happen. And I feel like for masculines, it's also the Magician energy, but more along the lines of, not like, you know, the Magician in reverse would be actually manipulating, it will be a dishonest person. So it's like you can use your powers for good or for evil, you know, right? Of course, you're gonna attract different kind of reality with it, different kind of karma for yourself. But both of it is Magician power. It's about how you use it. It makes all the difference. Three of Wands. Yeah, again, this is setting intentions. This is surrendering to the universe. This is that part where we let the universe know what we want and we let that be, right? We carry on with our life. We do our best to, you know, to do good by people, to take care of ourselves, to become a better version of ourselves. And then we know that when the time is right, we will get that wish come true, even if it's out of reach right now. Feminines, your energy is Ace of Emotions clarified by the Sun. This is such a beautiful energy. This is like this love of the world, love of self, love for mankind in general, right? Like being with people who hear you, who see you, who understand you, who are with you, kind of fighting the good fight alongside. This gives you a lot of happiness and joy these days, this realization of how fortunate you are to have all these warriors on your side, and you're part of them, and there's lots of love going around between all of you. For masculines, we see 7 of materials clarified by 8 of cups. 7 and 8, it's progression, it's going upwards, it's going from planning to doing. It's going from just thinking to actually taking steps. And these are not easy steps, because this is about getting rid of stuff that no longer serves, whether it's bad habits, addictions, friendships that only drain the energy and don't give anything else. Could be the same about romantic connections, right? Whatever it is, it's like it wasn't an easy decision to make. But masculines have given it enough thought, and they know that they now need to step into taking action. It will only serve them well. It will give them more freedom and more energy for things that they actually want to do. I hear for some it's like this message: I don't want to hurt that person's feelings, right? Or I don't want to burn the bridges with that person or with that community. Or that habit of mine actually helps me go through anxiety and stress, right? So I would just say, don't think that it's just going to be a void, right? Especially if it's about the habits, you're supposed to have a more healthy coping mechanism. And of course, gradually look into the core reasons for why you're getting triggered and you're getting anxious in those specific situations. If it's about people, you know, you can always, and I know this is Mercury retrograde, and it can be harder to get your message across, right? But at the end of the day, you're not responsible for other people's feelings and emotions. So you speak your truth with kindness and respect, and then see what happens. Take it one step at a time. Additional question: 10 of Voices clarified by Queen of Pentacles. So there is an unrealized desire to be a life partner and to find a life partner. And yes, I know this is a feminine energy, but again, you can spin it different ways. It's about, more than anything, it's marriage material. It's a spouse card, right? So it's like this desire has been there all along for each of the twins from very early on, like from essentially teenage years, to have this life partner who would be around, who would be the best friend, the husband, wife, the lover, the father, mother of children, all that stuff, right? Creating home together, creating community together, but it never realized itself. It broke the twin flame's heart, right? For each of the twins, that was the case. Possibly in different scenarios, in different way, right? But it was like this fairy tale vision, and when it came to reality, it just came to a crushing end. So what do we need to know about that for the feminines? The Fool clarified by King of Swords, right? So it's important to stay open to new experiences and be open to the extent that it's not going to be your usual type. It may not happen in a setting that you imagine. You know, like even if you're actively on dating apps, or you're going to, I don't know, singles bar event or something, you know, where you're like proactive in finding someone. It may easily be that you find your person, or you meet them accidentally in a grocery store, right? Maybe even it starts off on a rough note, right? And then you get to talking and you realize how much you have in common. So be open to that. So essentially be open continuously, not just like in those specific occasions when you're at the event or when you've already seen someone that, you know, who's attractive to you. On the other hand, stay cold-minded, and don't forget that you can take your time to bridge the gap, to get to know the person, right? You don't need to just fall head over heels. I mean, it sounds a little dry, you don't need to do that. But essentially, it's important to be conscious about it, right? To be smart, to be reasonable, so that you don't have your heart broken before, you know, things even got to a commitment. That's part of that 10 of Swords energy anyway. For masculines, we see 4 Voices clarified by the Hermit. Masculines are exhausted from whatever their karmic life has been bringing them, whether it's romantically or in the workspace or family or everything in the list above, right? So right now there is, I like that even in Four of Swords in this deck, they have like this kind of connection between the source and the person, you know, Hermit as well. So there is a need for more healing and going within and understanding who I am and what do I want. Not just switching from one situationship to another. Not just being like, okay, I'm brokenhearted, but I'll find someone. I'll prove it to myself that I'll find someone who will love me or who will do this with me, whatever, right? Like that's not gonna heal the heart. And it's definitely not gonna improve readiness for long-term commitment. So time is needed for rest and for healing. How the feminine see the connection. The Tower, clarified by justice. Yeah, big things are happening. We know these are transformative times, and feminines actually get this new sources of information around what balanced relationship is like and how to reach balance within and without. Justice is more about the balance with other people. Like, what's this equal give and take about? How do I make it work? Because nobody's perfect, and it's never going to be ideal that we are always on the same page and support each other no matter what. We're people, right? So this is like understanding of what this truth is about relationships, but it comes as a shock, and it almost like it has this, I'm getting this thought that feminines have, like, oh my god, I can't believe I've wasted so much time doing it wrong, or how much did I get my feelings hurt. And it had nothing to do with me personally, right? How about that insight? Somebody's seeing it clearly. How the masculine see the connection. Muse of inspiration and the star. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Masculines definitely get guided to be on a path of righteousness, to become a better version of themselves, to get inspired for, you know, being interested in bigger things in life than just kind of day to day. I make money, I have my lover next to me, so I have my needs satisfied, right? Maybe like I have a nice car or whatever, or some kind of public title that, you know, gives me a certain authority or provides validation from the outside, right? And I'm just fine, just going from day to day, minding my own business, right? And satisfying those basic needs. But this is like that, this is the top of Maslow pyramid kind of material for self-actualization. This is realizing how much more there is to explore, and the desire, like this is that spark to explore it within. And that comes from the contagious energy of divine feminine that the masculines are observing. And they realize that, you know, feminine is doing like all this 20 different things in their life, and they have the energy, they have the enthusiasm, they have the talent for it, right? And so can I. Why wouldn't I, right? Why play small? Why wear the mask of pretending like I'm a, you know, productive member of society and doing what my friends are doing, just so they don't ask extra questions, right? Like, F with them. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining today, guys. I love you all. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others who may benefit from this type of connection. And until next time.